Alright guys, I think I'm ready to do some drawing today. I don't know, I've been fartsing about all morning, but anyway, let's look at the weekly string first, because it's the first day of the new week. So string number 73 looks like that. So it looks like the letter S, and then connect the two sides. That's an interesting shape. I've not seen that as a string before, so I may actually use that one. Okay, so I'm going to draw it with pencil. Oh no, not pencil. I can use a pen. Draw it with my pen. Make myself a border. This is string number 73. And it's got a big letter S. Like that. And then connect corners with that. That's sort of the essence of the string. Alright, so let's give that a go. And go back. Put that aside. Go back to the home page. Pardon my fingers. And go to pattern focus and see what today's pattern is. I haven't even looked ahead. Usually I at least look ahead at the names to see if it's something I've seen before, but it doesn't look like it. This one's called U2. Oh, that's cool. Alright, is there a lesson? Yes. Somebody, more than one person has done a video on this. So there's, this one's Mimi, I think. And this one, I can't tell from the thumbnail whose it is. Probably Melinda Barlow, because it looks like there's multiples of it. I'm not 100% sure. But, you know, check them out. See what they do with it. Look at that. Awesome artwork. Wow. That's stunning. Look at it. And here it is. It's just a piece of this stunning piece of art right in here. How spectacular is that? Okay, so let's learn how to draw it. This is by Anne Barbaro Doll. So we're going to draw, it's going to be like a ribbon tangle. So we're going to draw some parallel. And it looks like you want two, just to give it a little something, something, right? And then you're going to draw the letter U down that ribbon. And then we're just going to take and going to draw those shapes so they kind of tuck down between the ribbon. And then you can color in the back part black and put these circles if you want as embellishment and shading, and it looks like that. Yeah. As a variation, you can also do another aura around those shape. And just look at that. That is stunning work. Stunning. Okay, I'm excited to learn how to do this one called U2. Okay. All right, put my phone over here, turn my light on. Close your eyes, everyone. Okay. Oh, let me get myself settled better on my seat here. Ah, better. Okay. I think I will use that string. So I'm gonna make myself a pencil border. And then I'm gonna make myself that string and come way down though. That, like that, and like that. Okay, that's good. And I'm gonna use that inspiration in my drawing, I think. I'm gonna do that. And that for my string. Okay. Something like that. Where'd my pen go? I just had it. How can I lose my pen already? I don't know. So I'm going to draw this. And I'm going to draw... Oh, I need to draw the border. I don't know why I didn't draw the border. I need to draw the border. Better. Okay, and then I'm going to do this. Like that. That's going to be my shape, that big S. Okay, I'm going to erase all my guidelines, get them out of my way so they don't distract me from what I'm doing. You don't have to. You can leave them in there if you want. Some people do. They prefer that, and that's fine. I just don't. So I erase. But you do what makes you feel happy. And then I'm going to do a double line. That. Like this. Okay. Just so I have that double line, and then I'm going to start here with these U's, I think, and do a U shape right like this. Let's see how she ends. Just curious. Okay. Okay. Something like that. And you guys are kind of far away. Let me zoom back in a little bit. Okay. And then the next step is to make like a Y shape. It's kind of like this. This shape reminds me of the one that we did that ended up being like, I did the girls wearing bikinis. It's kind of that sort of shape. I didn't do this one. I need to do this one. And then here. Here. Like that. And like that. Alright. That's fun. I like that. Okay. And then I think I want to do that extra aura embellishment, so I'm going to go and do it now. Before I do any coloring in or making those dots, because I think I want to do this. So how was everyone's weekend? Mine was busy. As you may know, if you follow me, we decided to amicably part ways with our contractor because there were some things. It's okay. He's an absolutely awesome, superb mason who does spectacular masonry work, but he's not a landscaper. He's not a garden guy. He's not, and his vision and our vision weren't meshing. And he was really expensive. You don't want to pay masons wages to do, sprinklers. So, we talked about it with our friends, and they have totally stepped up to the plate, and we've spent the weekend planning and making some purchasing of supplies, and they are actually willing to come next week, the week after, and physically help us lay a paver patio, because my husband and I knew we couldn't do it by ourselves. My son is super busy with his last quarter of school, and we wouldn't have time to do it between all of our schedules and stuff. And our friends have just totally stepped up, and they are the most awesome people in the world. I love them to pieces. And so it's going to get done. And it's going to get done probably 70% cheaper than contractor was going to charge, because, friend labor is free. So, it'll be awesome. The scope has changed a little bit. Some of the plan has changed a little bit. We scaled back on a few things. Probably going to go back to having a little bit of grass, but the patch of grass that we're going to have is way smaller, so it won't take as much water, won't take as much maintenance. Although we are going to probably have to go back to grass in the front yard once the front yard gets done, but it's all right. My husband was looking forward to having less maintenance, but I think we'll be all right. Okay. So today, it's blessedly quiet for me to do my drawings. I haven't had an actual quiet day during the week with just me home, nobody else, without the contractors digging and scraping and just noise, since January 1st. It's been a really freaking long time, and I'm super blessed that today there is some quiet space happening. I'm just happy. I'm in a good spot today. I was not necessarily in a good spot the other day when I had my anxiety about the whole contractor thing, but because I kept thinking, well, how are we going to do this all on our own? What are we going to do? How are we going to find somebody else to help us, and so forth and so on? And I should have known better, that it was all going to work out. Of course, it does help to have friends who are younger than you. They have more energy than we do. Although my husband's got a bazillion tons of energy. He just no longer has the strength, the upper body and arm strength to do all that heavy lifting. Yeah. And we still need to find somebody who can paint the house, because I won't let my husband up. I told him, no, you are not going on that ladder 2 stories up like you did before when you painted the house last time. We're going to hire somebody to paint the house. But we don't need to pay masons wages to paint a house. We can do house painter wages, because house painters do it in a faster manner, because masons, they're not going to paint the house any faster than we could paint the house, because they're not painters, they're masons. And they're absolutely awesome masons. But, you know, we have now learned very good lesson that, you know, contractor subspecialties are great, but, you know, don't hire the mason to do some other things. It just doesn't work. And that's okay. We learned our lesson, and before we got too deep in the hole, so it's all right. I wonder what's going on here. My husband messaged me. What did he message me? He messaged me anything important? Oh, a thumbs up. Okay, he's just replying to what I told him earlier. Told him I was going to draw today. It was nice and quiet. Well, of course now the neighbor dog is barking, but you know, the neighbor dog barks all the time, so we have had like 10 different ideas for the backyard sheds. We've had one giant shed with partitions. We've had, you know, 2 sheds. We've had 3 sheds. We've had all sorts of different ideas for the outbuildings. And I think we've come up with the best one so far. We still haven't nailed down exactly what sizes we need. I know what size the concrete pad is, so, you know, that's a given. It can't be any bigger than that, which is fine, because there's no way it would be bigger than that anyway. The city wouldn't allow it. But we're going to scale back on the one shed. I think we're going to probably end up with 3. Only because, you know, when we were going to go with the completely no maintenance yard with no grass and such, we were not thinking we were going to need to store all the lawn equipment, you know, especially the lawnmower. That takes up some space. So we hadn't planned on that. So we're probably going to have to put one of those little lean-to kinds of sheds, you know, the little one that looks like this. The door. That kind of shed. Little one. Throw the lawnmower and the other things in. We had one before, but it was a rusty old aluminum one that had just met its day and it needed to go anyway. So we will probably replace that with something else. Now I need to decide what to do else. Besides the letter S. I'm going to fill these spaces in with something. What kind of pattern do I want to put here? Something grid. I'm feeling a grid. What grid? I don't rightly know, but I'm feeling a grid, so let's do that. Let's go here like that. Make this spacing something like that. And then this would come through there. And then maybe one in here like that. So yeah, we're going to have to put that. And then my art studio is going to be on the, it was going to be on the east side of the backyard, right next to the workshop shed. But we've decided to put it actually all the way over on the west side of the yard. We'll put one fairly large building on each side. It'll balance the yard better. And I think mine's going to end up being like 10 by 12, which should be plenty of room, because the room I'm in now, the bedroom that I'm sitting in, is like 10 by 10. So it'll actually be a little bit bigger than where I'm sitting now. So that should be plenty of space, especially if it's not dedicated to being a guest room. What do I want to do? Now that I've made a grid, don't rightly know. I'll just do this is my go-to grid tangle when I don't know what else I'm doing. So yeah, we're gonna do the paver patio on the one section up by the house. We're going to put a little bit of a wood deck around the spa. Put the sheds out there and then just fill the rest with grass. My friends have already come and worked this weekend and helped my husband figure out the piping for the sprinklers. And they've got all that laid down. They also ran conduit for the speaker wires to put the outdoor speakers out by the pool, by the spa, so that'll be good. And the wires for the low voltage, like Malibu lights. You want some lights out there. So that's already in the trench. They're going to work on making sure the yard is graded properly. The contractor will be here tomorrow to finish grading and clean up his stuff and get his equipment out and that kind of thing. So he is going to level and flatten out what he has dug up back there. So that's good. And then we will take it from there. But I am just so thankful for good friends, because without them I would be so stressed. Had a couple of sleepless nights the last couple of nights. I'm exhausted. But tonight should be better. Last night should have been better. And I slept pretty good until about 4 o'clock this morning. My husband got up to go ride his bike, and then I was awake. Like, really? Why am I awake? It's too early to be awake. It was only like, it wasn't even 5 o'clock in the morning yet. It was 4 something. So I got up, went to the bathroom, went back to bed for a little bit. But I still got up about 6:30, which is still really early for me. Because when I have to work until 10:30 at night, I really don't want to be up at 6:30 in the morning. I'd like to sleep till about 8. Which is what I've been doing because the contractors have been showing up about 8 o'clock every morning. So even without an alarm, I'd hear them working. And it's like, okay, it's time to get up. Okay. Do I want more in the background? Do I want it more? Yeah, I think I do. I'm going to do one more row. Went out to lunch yesterday with the same friends, the same group of friends. And we went to a restaurant that we used to go to all the time, but then they changed their menu and we really didn't care much for it. So we hadn't been for quite some time. And then we heard that they changed their menu back. So I guess there were a lot of people who didn't like the new menu because they had to change the menu back. They must have lost a lot of customers. So the stuff that they were known for is back on the menu, the stuff that people really like. And so we went to lunch there. I guess last week when I was sick, I didn't go to lunch with everybody, but they had gone to the same restaurant last weekend, last Sunday after church, and had the same waitress again. And isn't it nice when people remember you? The waitress remembered my husband and my son. She knew what they had ordered last time and asked if that's what they wanted to have again. Super personable, and wow, that's just amazing. I know that when we used to go there, they've changed. I guess they've changed their stations there of who gets which tables, because the waiter that we used to get we haven't had in some time. So I think he changed his spot. But we still see him. He used to know exactly. It's like, okay, well, Mom wants an iced tea, and you guys all want waters, and this one over here wants a Diet Coke. And he could pretty much, unless we decided on something else, which we basically don't, he could pretty much make our drink orders without us even asking. So he would say, everybody wants your usual, and it's like, yep, we all want our usual. And he would just go get them with, unless somebody wanted something different, which I think, that's what kept us coming back. Besides decent food, that kind of service is pretty spectacular, and certainly makes us where we want to come back, week after week, and have the same waiter or waitress. I think I'm just going to fill each square. I've decided that I just want lines in here. Just going to fill them up like that. Why have I decided this? I don't know. Just did. I had another person on my YouTube channel ask if I could translate into Spanish and do my tile in Spanish. I'm sorry. I know very few words in Spanish. I could probably ask, where's the bathroom? And I might be able to do a monetary transaction using simple numbers. I can do 1 through 10. Not so good on like 22 or 55 or 74. That I'm not as good at. But if you told me 7 and 4, I'd be good. But yeah, I barely can tell you in Spanish that I don't speak Spanish. So I'm sorry if you are from another country and I don't speak your language, but I don't. So if you need a translation, you're going to have to find somebody in where you live that knows enough English that they can tell you what I'm saying. Unless YouTube gets some sort of translator. I do believe I have changed my settings so that community members can do like closed captioning. So if you want to close caption in another language on my videos, feel free. Of course, you have to really trust people to do that, because I have no idea if they're doing the right thing or if they're on the closed captioning saying, here's a link to my sunglasses. So maybe I should not have that. I know there are paid services to translate your videos, but I have not got the funds for that. It would cost way too much. I looked into that once. Yeah, really expensive. All right. And no matter what I do, the S looks like an S, even if I turn it like that. So I'm just going to leave it like an S. It's fine. And this was called, what was it called? Huh, already forgotten. You something. You turn, you two, you something. Why did it go away? You too. You too. And now we can do a little shading, because the shading's the part that's most exciting. We'll do a little bit here on each one of those. That for sure. And then here, like that. I'm going to start with that. Oh, and I want this to stand on top of that, so I'll just do this. That. Okay. For those who don't know, who are going to ask, I'm using what's called a blending stump. Basically, it's a pencil-shaped piece of pressed paper of some sort. You can clean it off or repoint the end of it by just rubbing it on an emery board or a piece of sandpaper. And there's also a blending tool called a tortillon. The tortillon is not my personal favorite. I have used them, but I don't really care for them. But other people really, really like them, and so, you know, they're a good tool. They're just not my favorite tool, that's all. Sometimes people ask, what is that? And the reason you blend out your pencil is to get that soft edge that looks more like shading. Otherwise it looks like coloring. But if you get that soft edge, it looks like shading. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay. I think we're done for today. That took a little longer than I had anticipated, but that's okay. Hope you guys have a really great day. I will see you tomorrow. Anything else I need to say? Go out and do something nice for somebody today, because, you know, it helps to make the world a better place. And, yeah, I'll see you later. Bye.